Authenticity is a big buzzword in the modern world, but the truth is you can't be authentic and be positive all the time. So there's a bit of a conflict of interest, and today we're going to focus on how to be authentic. Hey, what is up? Road to Recovery with Ross here. I am Ross Cessna from Spiritual Phoenix Studios, bringing you practical spiritual guidance. And today we're going to talk about how to be authentic. And as always, all of these are important things. The most important one is always saved for last because that's just the way it is, right? But the first one is get honest with yourself. And this is one of the big hang up points that I think a lot of people in spiritual circles have. They don't have that level of self-honesty because they've been conditioned to believe that you have to be positive about everything and you always have to put a positive spin on everything you think and blah, 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 blah. And eventually, because they don't want to look at themselves honestly or address any of their own behavior and they want to project all of these issues that they're facing on everybody else and become a victim of circumstance, they completely negate the ability to be authentic in a real way. So they have this misconstrued concept of authenticity that just comes off fake. And I really struggle with it when I see people that show up that way because it's not been my experience now. And I have to let me back that up. I've been there before. I completely understand that space, not where I'm at now. Anyhow, and here is the next big hit for being authentic. You have to accept how you feel, right? Not everything in life is going to be pleasant. Not everything in life is going to be easy. There's going to be hardships. There's going to be things that upset you. That's part of being human. And your emotions aren't bad. Being angry isn't the devil. None of these things are inherently bad. And here's the funny thing. There's a quote by Alan Watts where he talks about wanting a positive experience is a negative experience, and this whole thinking of positive vibes only actually creates the very problem that it's trying to prevent by existing. So, if you can accept how you feel and just say, oh, this is a human feeling, this happens, and you begin to ask yourself, why do you feel this way? And you bust into the self-honesty and begin to unpack it and understand that maybe there's some issues with you that you have to work on. Because here's the other thing, right? Not everybody's toxic. Some people are just having their own boundaries and putting their own things that they need in place for them, and it triggers your own trauma, so it creates a discomfort in you, and it's actually not about them, right? It's about you and needing to do your own work. So you got to accept how you feel so you can process why you feel that way and see if there's actually an issue there. And the other thing is sometimes you're just going to feel like shit. And guess what? That's okay until you say that it's not because you're trying to be positive or whatever, right? And this is my favorite one, and it's part of the reason I saved it for last, right? Live your truth. And living your truth can be, you know what? I don't like these people. And you know what? That's actually okay. Love and light is really, really great on paper, but sometimes the most loving thing that you can do for somebody is honestly say, I'm going to stay out of your life because it's really difficult for me to be around you, and I don't want to bring you down with my bullshit, and I'm not going to try to conform you to live by my standards. So really the most loving thing I can do is let you be, right? And honestly, living your truth is incredibly challenging, and it's not there's this really narrow concept of living your truth that tends to exist in a lot of these circles, and people think it's like taking ketamine to cure depression and all this crazy shit. I think that's my personal opinion of that's bullshit, honestly, if that's what you do, because I've been down that whole drug life, and there's a whole lot of self-denial and escapism that's associated with that, right? I have 3.5+ years clean, completely different perspective. I don't think getting high is living your truth. I think it's running from reality and running from yourself. Honestly, living your truth is having to face most of that stuff that you don't want to deal with, and then getting to the other side of that and getting to have uncomfortable conversations with people, because sometimes the most loving thing that you can do is tell somebody how they're pissing you off, especially if it's a legitimate boundary that you've established, right? So anyhow, being authentic actually is not as easy or as fun as people make it seem in these circles, but it is incredibly, incredibly worth it. Because on the other side of authenticity, once you get through those difficult, tricky parts, there's a sense of liberation of just being able to show up as yourself and not needing to worry about it. So anyhow, I hope that this was helpful. If it was, please like this video, subscribe if you're on YouTube, and if you have a topic you want to hear me discuss, drop it in the comments. I'd love it. So thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Peace.